Hello, my name is Divya and welcome to another session of Java. In this class, we will be discussing about the control statements. Generally, a Java program starts executing from its main method and the following statements are executed. So what if we want to control this execution flow? Is it possible? Yes, it is with Java control statements. Java control statements controls the execution flow of the program. These are categorized into three different types. They are decision-making statements, loop statements, and jump statements. Decision statements are again further classified as if statements and switch statements. If we talk about if statements, it is having different flavors again, like simple if else, or if else if else ladder, and nested if. Let us discuss about the if statements and different types of if statements in detail. The first one is, as we discussed, it is simple if. So how is it going to work? Let us first see the syntax of if statement. It is if on certain condition within the curly braces some code. That means the condition when it is evaluated, it gives a Boolean result, either true or false. If the condition evaluates to true, this code gets executed. This is how a simple if works. And coming to an if else statement. How does a simple if else statement looks like? If and else. As the name shows, if something happens, some code is executed, and else some other code is executed. Let us see how the syntax of this if else statement is. If on certain condition when true, execute some code, else execute some other code. It is like if this condition is computed to true, the code within the if braces or if statement within the if block is executed. Otherwise, the code within the else block is executed. This is how an if else statement looks like. Coming to an if else if, let us see how it looks like. The third one is if else if else, that is syntax. If the syntax first, if the condition then execute code, this code, else if some condition execute this code, else this code. So every block has its own codes. So when depending on the condition, depending on the result of the condition, Boolean expression, if it is true, then this code is evaluated. Else, if this condition is satisfied, then the code within the else if block is executed. Otherwise, the else block gets executed. This is how an if else block looks like. And nested if is where you have multiple if blocks like if else like. So this is about the simple if else if statement and nested if. So there is another statement which is called a switch statement. Switch statements looks like the switch statement has the general form of this switch statement is, sorry, switch statement, the syntax is switch on some condition if it evaluates, if it evaluates case, if it gives some value 1, certain code is executed and this break. If case 1 is true, if the condition evaluates to value 1, code 1 is executed and it is exited. This is why a break statement is used. And case if it evaluates to value 2, code 2 gets executed and it's exited. Likewise, you can write any number of case statements. Case value of some n value and code n gets executed and it comes out of the code when given a break statement. And default, if none of the case values matches, then you can write a default statement. Default code gets executed and a break again. This is how a default statement looks. So let us see a practical example on how these statements work. So we are using the Eclipse IDE here. If someone who is new to the Java programming, if they haven't downloaded the Eclipse yet, I have already uploaded a video which has the detailed instructions of how to install an Eclipse on Windows system. You can go through the video and install the Eclipse on your system. So this is how our Eclipse looks like. Now let us create a Java project first. I would like to give it as online.youtube videos. Online.youtube videos, finish. So my project got executed. Now I would like to create a package. Package, right click, new, and say a package. I would like to give as basic dot examples, or let me give as control statements, finish. Now let us write a class if case example. I want a main method, ticket, and finish. Let us cut out this. Okay, this is how my initial template looks like. Now, let me write a simple example. So I have a number which is value 10. If I would like to use the first one, that is simple I say if I'm writing the condition, I would like to know if my number is an even number or an odd number. So I want to write like this: if value mm, mod 2 is equal to, that is, it value mod 2 gives the remainder value is equal to 0. Okay, so it compares these two operands, the result of this and this, it will compare. And if it is true, that is, if the Boolean expression is true, then I want to, okay, So this is a simple if statement. I'm saving it, and to execute, click this. So this is an even number, right? This is an even number. 10 is an even number. So we got an image. If else statement. So the same is not an even number, then obviously it should be an odd number, right? So let me execute this again. Let's see if it's working or not. Okay, it gave a correct answer because 10 is an even number. Let's change the number here, okay? Let's make it, for example, let's make it 33. So 33 is an even number, odd number. It should give me as odd number. Right. The result is correct now. So this is about the if else statement. I say system.out.print fail, else if percentage is greater than or equal to 35, and if it is less than 50, and you say it is you're given a B grade. Else A grade and distinction. So this is how our program looks like. This is about the if else if ladder. Now let us execute this program. So obviously 57 is falling between the range of 50 and 70. Code is executed. It gave the print statement that is B grade. Let us see an example for switch statement. For example, int weekday is equal to 5. Okay, I would like to know which day has a value 5. Weekday. If case the value is 1, if the value is 0, the value is 7, then I say break. If it is case 6, I would say it's a Saturday. I would say it's Friday. The other days, let me write it in the default case. Default, or just let us write here like this. It could be here this. So obviously it will give a Friday, right? So this is how, and this is about the if statements and switch statements. We learned about the syntax, and also we also have seen the practical implementation of if statements and switch statements. In the next class, we will be discussing about the loop statements and jump statements. Thank you.